What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. We've done a lot of hands-on comparisons between the OnePlus 6 and various other flagship devices this week, so I just wanted to focus right on the OnePlus 6 itself in this video. For those of you that don't know, that haven't been following the channel, this has been my daily driver for a couple weeks now, and it has been a phenomenal device. I've had really little issue with it, except for one with the battery that I'll talk about later in this video. The phone itself is so well built. This is definitely OnePlus's most premium device build quality that I've used to date that they have come out with. As you can see, it is an all metal and glass build on both the front and the back. It has a monster AMOLED display that is definitely one of the best in the business. It has that 6.28-inch AMOLED display, which is bigger than even the new HTC U12 Plus that's coming out. That only has a 6-inch Super LCD display. It's bigger than the LG V7 ThinQ, as well as even Samsung's S9 Plus and all that. Just something to keep in mind, it is a pretty large device to wield, but it is not uncomfortable since you do have so much screen to body real estate on it. There's very little bezel. It is definitely easy to hold in hand and operate with. So just keep that in mind, though. I just wanted to throw that out there. It is actually running 8.1 Oreo out of the box, which is huge. Even the new U12 Plus that's coming out is only running 8.0. A lot of these flagships haven't even been updated to 8.1 yet, which is always disappointing this far along in the life cycle of that operating system itself. It is going to come standard with 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage for $530. You are able to upgrade that with either 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, or 8 gigs of RAM as well with 256 gigs of storage, which is just phenomenal. I think that is a first for a cell phone right now. Unfortunately, you are not going to be getting an SD card slot. Personally, it doesn't matter to me. If you need that, go ahead and just upgrade your storage right off the bat. Get the 128 or the 256 and you won't have a problem with it. What you are saving, though, if you need, is room for an extra SIM card slot. This is a dual SIM phone. Now, speaking of dual, you are going to get the dual cameras on the back, and OnePlus has kind of tweaked this setup from what they had on the 5 and the 5T. The 5T had, I believe, was a monochrome lens. This is actually the exact same lens with a dual 16 megapixel and a 20 megapixel rear camera. It does nothing except for kind of help with the portrait mode. It's supposed to help with the lighting in that. So just keep that in mind. They do have OIS, which is a huge difference, and the video quality and the stabilization on this is phenomenal. You are getting a 16 megapixel front-facing camera as well. Now, the screen is only 1080p. However, your eyes will not be able to see the difference between a 2K display, 4K display, or this 1080p display. It does work phenomenally well. You are getting Bluetooth 5.0. You unfortunately actually do still have, you fortunately do still have your headphone jack. I know it's probably hard to see in the video, but it is there. You are going to be only receiving one dual down firing speaker. Unfortunately, they did not go with the dual speaker setup, one in the earpiece and one in the speaker down below. That was a little bit of a letdown. However, just keep that in mind. The speaker is not the best, but it is not terrible either. The other downside that I wasn't a huge fan of is OnePlus claims this to be water resistant, but it has no IP certification rating. So that's something to keep in mind. It said it'll survive daily splashes of water or rain, but don't go dropping it in the pool or anything like that. It will not survive. There are other YouTube videos out there that test this, and it shows that it does survive. However, I would not put mine to that test. So just keep that in mind as well. You are also receiving your your rear fingerprint sensor. It is not up front. You have a 3300 milliamp hour battery with dash charge, so that's huge. Dash charge is definitely one of the best in the business as far as charging your device quickly. I think it blows away Quick Charge 3.0 and whatever other fast charging solutions there are right now available. I have not tried any device with Quick Charge 4.0, which is just now coming out either. Now, like I was saying, my battery life has been the only issue that I'm not sure if it's just me, and I hope you guys down below in the comments could tell me if you've had the same issue or not. My battery life has not been great. I'm going to go ahead and actually load up my battery settings and show you, and you can tell me if y'all have had the same issue as well. 1 second, guys. Alright, so let's go ahead now, go into the battery, And you could see right off the bat, it's only been off the charger for 2.5 hours with not even 45 minutes of screen on time today. And nothing really crazy is draining the battery. That is actually all I have going on with it. And for some reason, I'm not getting anything great about standing battery lifetime yet. Now, it's been inconsistent. I've gotten days where I've gotten 4.5 hours of screen on time, but I see people that are getting about 6.5. So I'm curious to know, guys, are you having the same problem? Leave a comment down below. If you are, what is your solution to it as well? I actually have done a factory reset on it, and that did not seem to help at all either. Now, the other small quarrel is with the always on display. When OnePlus sent out the most recent update to this, for some reason, you do not have your always on display anymore. It is just your ambient display that will only come on when you raise and lower your phone or when you get a notification, as you can see. What do you guys think about that? They say it's for battery savings. However, I am not sure that is the actual solution. I think it's just a bug in their software with their Oxygen OS that they just have not figured out yet. Hopefully down the line they'll be able to figure that out as well. But aside from those small issues and quarrels, this phone has been phenomenal. Like I said, it has been my daily driver. It's charged quicker than any of the other phones I've actually used in the past. The screen is phenomenal. Even though it is not a 2K display, it is maxing out at only 2280 at 1080 pixels, which is like 402 pixels per inch. It is phenomenal still. Out of those other devices that I've compared it to, the Pixel 2 XL, the XZ2 from Sony, as well as my Samsung S9 Plus, this phone definitely has the display that can stand toe-to-toe with Samsung's, who is the only other display I'd rank neck and neck with it. And having said that, that phone is $340 more expensive than this device. So what OnePlus has done here is huge. It's awesome. One thing I didn't touch on either is the cameras. The cameras on this actually work pretty well. I don't know where it stands in the DxOMark's camera tests. However, when I've used it in the daily, in my daily life, taking pictures of my daughter or whatever, it has been phenomenal. The 4K, the quality, the stabilization looks amazing. You are getting those extra 60 frames per second instead of just 30 in 4K. So that is awesome as well. The super slow motion, yes, you're only getting 240 frames in 1080 or 480, I believe, in 720, but you're getting a minute of video recording out of that instead of the 0.2 of a second that your Samsung can get. It is not implemented as well in regards to getting that exact second lined up for the shot, but it works great. Everyone knows the software is pretty smooth, obviously, on this. It's pretty much stock Android with Oxygen OS with a couple little tweaks along the way, and I've had no issue with that at all. The software's been smooth, haven't had any hiccups. I don't play a lot of games on here, but the ones I've played have ran incredibly well. OnePlus has also upped their game mode, and that has worked well as well also. Having said that, talking about games, we will be getting in the Red Magic phone, hopefully in the next week or so. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so we can do a little hands-on time with that, and maybe even do a little head-to-head between the Red Magic phone and the OnePlus 6. Are you going to be picking up one of these devices? Are you going to stick to the OnePlus 6 and give it a try, or go with another tried and true brand like Samsung, Google, or Sony, or HTC even? Let us know down in the comments below. Thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, like I said, for a ton of new content we're going to have coming out. Let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see also. Till next time, guys.